I treated my budget like a leaky boat, plugged 3 holes, and now I'm $500 monthly richer. I think it's richer monthly or richer each month. Yeah. Okay, so this guy on Reddit is claiming to be able to save $500 a month after he stopped 3 different money leaks. And before I get to the list, he talks about why he views his budget as a leaky boat. Interesting. I stopped thinking of saving as cutting back and started treating it like fixing a boat with leaks. Here were my biggest holes. 1. Canceled 4 auto-renewing apps, $65 a month saved. I'm not surprised. $65 a month could even be 2 to 3 subscriptions nowadays. I remember earlier this year, I didn't realize I had a Grammarly subscription just lapsing over and over again, so that was $30 out the window for nothing. And what's getting tough now is that subscriptions are becoming more and more expensive. Let me know if you've noticed that in the comments too, but just look at premium Netflix. It's now $24.99. And then I just saw Disney Plus and Hulu just combine forces, so with these bigger bundles, there's obviously going to be a bigger price tag. Currently, my wife and I use Prime Video, and that's another example of how these streaming services are now upselling us. Cause like every time we start a movie, there's always this 2-minute ad, and then like every 10 to 15 minutes, it feels like there's another string of ads, and the only way to avoid getting these commercials is by paying another premium. So in all honesty, most of these streaming services are now feeling like cable TV again. There's no difference unless now you pay an extra few dollars a month in order to get rid of your ads. Same goes for YouTube. I bet an ad is gonna come up right now. See that, guys? Let me know. Did they even let you skip that ad, or did you have to watch it all the way through? Anyways, let's get on with the video. 2. Meal prepped with what I already had instead of just grabbing something. $200+ saved. That's a legitimate amount because my wife and I do currently set aside $200+ a month towards just dining out. I love this. He doesn't even talk about having to buy more groceries so we can eat at home more. He's just talking about eating the groceries he already bought. Just that little shift in your habits could be the difference between you spending hundreds of dollars on dining out versus just eating the groceries you thought you were gonna eat anyways. Like, I understand you guys. There's probably a wilting bag of spinach in your fridge right now, or some rotten spring mix salad just sitting there collecting dust or mold. The reason we end up wasting so much of our groceries is because when we grocery shop, we're not doing it with enough intention. Like, we're just going out to Aldi, Walmart, and Costco to buy ingredients, but we're not thinking through what meals we're actually gonna eat these ingredients in. One common example of this is when we go out to buy produce. You might be at Trader Joe's or Walmart or Aldi, and you think, hey, I wanna be healthier, so let's go ahead and buy some broccoli, let's buy asparagus, and let's get ourselves some zucchini. But we're not thinking about the actual meals we're going to make with these vegetables. So instead of letting that poor zucchini again rot at the bottom of your fridge drawer, be proactive about your meal planning. Before you even go to the store or open up your grocery delivery app, think about what 2 to 3 meals you want to make that week. From there, create a list of all the ingredients you need in order to make that meal, and then leave out the ones that you already have in your pantry or in your fridge. And at that point, you're gonna have a concise list of all the ingredients you actually need from the store. You're not gonna be buying any more than you need or any less than you need. It'll be right on point. And realistically, my wife and I only make 2 to 3 dinner meals for the week. It's something that we can create in bulk, we can pack it for our lunches, and we can eat again as leftovers on the next dinner night. The thing is, you don't have to put this pressure on yourself to create these elaborate dinner meals like they had back in the 50s. Just create one casserole or one pasta dish, and that thing will satisfy your family or you as a couple or you as an individual. And before I move to his third point, let me just make it very clear. I understand there's gonna be times where you don't feel like cooking, even if you have the groceries at home. Maybe you just got back from work, you're just dead tired and you wanna eat something quick. You could turn to DoorDash, you could get fast food on the way home, or within your grocery list, you can plan to buy some easy, frozen, ready-to-make meals that take less than 15 minutes. For my wife and I, we have that backup frozen pizza from Red Baron's, or we have these Tyson nuggies, or I think like they're like chicken tenders, that we can easily pop into the air fryer and eat that if we don't feel like making a full meal. Let me know in the comments too, what are the frozen lazy meals that you like to buy? Because we're always open to more ideas. Okay, number 3, called my car/home insurance and threatened to leave, got a loyalty discount, $80 a month off. This one's pretty funny to me, but I'm sure it actually works. There have been plenty of times where my wife and I have been on the way out the door of maybe like a mattress store or a car dealership, and then they give us their greatest discounts at that point. There also have been other times where I've canceled subscriptions or memberships online, and as I'm backing out of their product, they're giving me the absolute best discounts possible. So I can see that working exactly the same way when it comes to your car and home insurance. Remember guys, these billion-dollar insurance companies have so much money going into their marketing efforts. They have a strategic plan to make you feel like a loyal customer, a cherished customer, but don't get emotionally tied to Flo from Progressive or Jake from State Farm. You are there to look out for your best interests, so, make the call, make the fake call that you're backing out and actually back out if you're getting a bad deal. Or when your insurance cycle is up, make sure to compare and shop around for different insurances because a lot of times first-time customers get a better deal than the loyal customers, which is still kind of weird to me. And finally, I love what this Redditor said at the end. I didn't suffer, I didn't deprive myself, I just paid attention. And that is exactly what cutting the fat off your budget should feel like. You're not cutting out things that you use and that add value to your life. You're just cutting out things that you didn't realize you were paying for and that you don't actually even use. For me, when I stick to my budget and I'm tracking those expenses, I always come across the charges that I'm just like, what the heck is this? Why is this here? And then that leads me to cancel those subscriptions. But for some people, they don't really check their bank statements, they don't check their transactions, so a lot of reoccurring expenses just continue to happen, and that's why one of the great resources is like Rocket Money. I know someone commented about that in here too. It's kind of shocking to me that so many people have this problem. There's even services that promise to monitor your subscriptions and recommend canceling ones you don't use. I'm not intending to shame, but it's basic financial responsibility to review your credit card and bank statements at least monthly to detect fraud and generally monitor your finances. The fraud part is imperative because catching it after 90 days will result in you having to eat the charge. Point is, a possible frugal tip is simply to review your statements monthly, and this will also help you notice subscriptions you've long since stopped using. Will also likely eventually save you money in fraud attempts. And it is a hard truth that basic financial responsibility should include you reviewing your transactions and your bank statements, but who the heck actually does that? How often do you see a person cracking open a laptop, reading that bank statement PDF from their like Chase or Bank of America website? The way we do it is that we use a budgeting app. We use EveryDollar, but there's a lot of great options like there, like Monarch Money, YNAB. I don't know, there's more that come to mind, but those different apps allow you to sync up your bank with the budgeting app so you see your transactions coming in. So you don't have to go and log into your banking app. You can just log into this budgeting app and then you can see how your expenses match up with the budget that you set that month. Haver Wench says, whenever I sign up for a free trial of something, I immediately put an event in my calendar for the date the free trial runs out. Then I send myself a notification/email a couple of days before that as a reminder to cancel it or keep it if I've decided it's worth the money, but usually it isn't. This one's common sense, but I know a lot of us can still be better at this. Once you sign up for your free trial, if it's 30 days, set a calendar notification or a calendar event maybe 28 or 29 days after you signed up. So at least you give yourself a couple of days in order to cancel this so you don't fall into an unnecessary subscription expense. Once you guys begin plugging these leaks in your budget, you're gonna have a significant amount of money saved, and that's why in this video, I'll break down what exactly is gonna change in your life once you do have a good sum of money like $13,000 saved up. Also, let me know too in the comments if you are interested in these frugal subreddit videos, because there's this one post that says shout out to Costco croissants, and I want to dive into that. So give this video a click and I'll see you guys there. Peace.